Hi students, how are you? I think everyone is fine and safe, enjoying these holidays with your parents at home safely. Okay, very nice. Here, I think you are following the classes through WhatsApp in video mode. Here in our last class we are discussed about the definitions of political science. As I told you, explained you, there are two different types of definitions, that is traditional definition and modern definition. And we try to understood the variation or difference among those two types of definitions also in our last class. At the same time, we discussed the aspect of normative and empirical, that has political science has two stands. One is normative stand, other one is the empirical stand. In our last class we discussed these issues very clearly. So if you have any doubt, once please go through the last video, and I am continuing today's class, that is the evolution of political science. So here, what is the meaning of evolution? Evolution is nothing but growth. In our general sense, we may say that growth of political science. Anyone not yet reached to the present stage at an instantaneous moment. There are various types of growths in our human body also. In this way, every subject, every science have taken different steps, experienced different aspects in its journey. The total aspects, total steps are nothing but calling as the evolution. So, evolution of political science. What was political science? How was it began? And what is the present day political science? This total duration is the subject concept of evolution or growth. Here, if you go for the 3rd century BC, we can trace that the Greeks are the first people who began the study of the political science. Some of the Greek political scientists were there, like Aristotle, Socrates, Almond. These are the people who are initially studied, introduced, developed the concept of the political science in 3rd century BC in Greek. So, at that time, we know that Aristotle is one of the Greek political scientists. He is regarded as the father of political science. Important. Aristotle is regarded as the father of political science. Why he is regarded as father of political science? Here, because of his objective, systematic study of the government and politics. He studied in a systematic manner with one objective regarding about the government and politics, so that only he is considered as the father of the political science. Not only that, at the same time, Aristotle regarded political science as the master science. That means Aristotle called political science as master science. Why he is called as political science as master science? Because this political science covered almost all the activities of an individual in society. Not only that, this political science also covered the political and social institutions. In this way, it gives us the clarifications, expose the activities of the political institutions, so that only Aristotle called political science as the master science. In this way, during that ancient period, Greeks used to say that political science is one of the important premier science. They said that their subject concepts of political science are comprehensive. But as you know that as days are going on, passing on, there is a change in the societies, activities, institutions, organizations. You know very well that in our olden days, human beings are hunter. Their profession is hunter. They engaged in a primitive societies. But as soon as civilization has become one of the important interpreter, their activities are going to be changed. They adopted the agriculture. That agriculture surplus have been lent them to establish the industries. In this way, from the primitive stage to the total society extended to industrial stage. This is one of the important aspect here, how the society's activities came into underwent changes. In the same way, the concept of political science also taken few new concepts, entered few new concepts, so that the earlier concepts become older one, the new concepts become the newer issues. You know that as there is these different changes, there is an generally social, economical and political aspects of human beings are also changed. Political institutions appeared, economical organizations appeared, socially human beings undergone so many changes. At this juncture, if we consider the aspect of the political science become one of the important subject discipline, as it is going to study about the state and government and political institutions. This is the next evolution step after Greeks we can trace historically. After that, during the period of 1930s, there is another change has been occurred. That is the enter of the concept of the behavioralism. behavioralism. This is one of the important concept entered into the subject of political science along with all other natural social sciences. David Easton Allman, like few political scientists, have been explained the concept of the behavioralism in our political science. Behavioralism is nothing but behavior, political behavior of an individual. It can be observable, it can be quantified. What is behavior of individual at his own political institution? That is nothing but calling as the behavioralism. For example, political behavior of an voter, that is the observable factor. Comments of an voter, that is the observable factor. They can be quantified. They are showing positivism or negativism. With this introduction of concept of behavioralism, we can trace a small change in the aspect of the political science. With this aspect, with this theory, the political science acquired one of the important position among all other social sciences. It become one of the policy science also, because all public policies are clearly discussed under the political science banner, so that laws will, like such modern political scientists have been said that the political science is a policy science. In this way, we can trace different steps of the evolution of the political science, or we may set the growth stages of the political science. After Second World War, one more aspect has been introduced, that is basically called as the post-behavioralism. That is the post-behavioralism. So here this is one stage. Behavioralism, post-behavioralism. Post-behavioralism means after behavioralism. Why this has occurred? Here you should understand that whenever we put a question, someone will give the answer. So we may not confirm that answer is correct blindly. Blindly we may not give the sentence or comment that that is the correct answer. Before confirming, we may go to test it, or we may go to verify it. In this way, post-behavioralism is also a concept that post-behavioralists have introduced the concept of the scientific study of the political science, not giving blindly the correct aspect. Before saying that one thing is correct, we should verify it, we should check it, we claim the answer of that correct thing. Then we said that after all these steps, we said that that is correct. In this way, post-behavioralism is a scientific study. Before confirming that, before theorizing that, they are going to verify it, conclude that, then if it is correct, then they are going to say that that theory is correct. In this way, forced behavioralism is a empirical study, practically proved study. And post behavioralism given the importance to the values and norms of the society. The present political science related to the post behavioralism concept. So try to understand behavioralism and post behavioralism clearly. Okay, very nice. In our next class we continue this topic, and if any doubts are there, you can contact through WhatsApp. Thank you.